It takes courage to share your truths.
And I know it could end disastrously.
Child, I'ma need Jennifer Lopez to be clear with exactly what she meant when she said that she was manhandled in one of her relationships. Was she actually talking about Diddy? Cause if the rumor mill is anything to go by, Miss Lopez may be the next hell that Diddy will have to face.
I have decided to tell my story, and I've never shared with anybody in the world.
Okay, I know that a lot of y'all have said that just because of the influence J-Lo has always had in the industry and the amount of protection she receives, there's no way Diddy would have treated her the way he treated other women. I mean, this is something that Gene Deal, who still worked for Diddy when he was with J-Lo, said.
It's a different breed, bruh. He wasn't gonna risk himself like that. And plus, a lot of people didn't like him. J-Lo mother didn't like him. Benny Medina didn't like him. You understand? So now, the first thing, if he would have ever touched Miss Lopez in any kind of aggressive way, she would have said something, man, listen to me. The whole Bronx would have been on Puff.
But in her Amazon Prime Video documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, which follows the making of her original musical film, This Is Me Now, A Love Story, J-Lo opens up about past experiences from which she had to move on, especially one that ended badly. In fact, in the documentary, she opens up about DV when she discusses filming scenes for her song, Rebound, where in one scene, she had a love interest in the film perform a choreographed dance routine portraying a toxic relationship. Then she is seen saying later, I'm glad that one's behind us, as she walks from the set to her trailer. What follows after that is J-Lo getting emotional during a car ride when she's asked about filming that particular storyline. And she says, being thrown around and manhandled like that is not fun. I was never in a relationship where I got beat, thank God, but I've definitely been manhandled and a couple of other unsavory things. Rough. Disrespectful. Now, J-Lo has also said in the past that her relationship with Diddy took a toll on her, mostly because of the infidelity. And even though Diddy probably never put his hands on J-Lo because he knew she was protected, that didn't stop him from disrespecting her and causing her so much emotional distress. I mean, there was a time when even Gene Deal said that when Diddy was with J-Lo, he would often leave J-Lo in the house to go looking for Kim Porter.
Even when he was with J-Lo, like, we'll put J-Lo in the house and he'll call and Kim wouldn't answer. And if she was out, he would ask the babysitter, you know, do you know where she at? Well, she said she was gonna be here because she had Kristen at the time. You know what I mean? So now we go on where Kim is at. And if she was with somebody, he made it very uncomfortable for that person to be with, using the bodyguard.
Plus, how much of his character do you think he was able to hide from J-Lo? Baby, she was there when Diddy threatened to put his hands on Will Smith because Will and Jada were allegedly hoping to hook up with her.
We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. It was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damien, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and it was sitting on the other side of the room.
Apparently, when Will and Jada started talking to J-Lo suggestively, Diddy was visibly upset. So he walked up to Will Smith and straight up told him that he felt he was trying to hook up with J-Lo. He literally wanted to punch Will Smith and requested that Gene stay in the vicinity in case he needed protection.
He stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, like, and then he went like this. You know, like, I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him. And he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close because I'm going to snuff him.
In addition, when it comes to J-Lo, aren't we also talking about the same person who was with Diddy during the infamous 1999 incident? And J-Lo was not just present, she was also very much complicit and also helped Diddy cover up the crime. What happened was that Diddy and J-Lo were at a nightclub in New York in December 1999, and they were there to celebrate the release of Shine's soon-to-be-released album. Diddy got into a conflict with somebody named Scar, who was also at the club, and the conflict quickly escalated. Rounds went off, and people were injured, including Natanya Rubin, who was hit right in her face. Immediately after the incident, J-Lo and Diddy sped away in a 1999 Lincoln Navigator, but ran a red light and were pulled over by the police.
I am the woman who he in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York. I have told everyone ad nauseum since then, even the surgeon who did the surgery, to take, look, I got in my face with a 9mm hollow point.
Based on police reports, they were in possession of a stolen 9mm, which was found in the trunk, and they were both arrested. But J-Lo's horror show didn't end there. The next 14 hours were spent in a cell, and a police source said that she took turns crying unintelligibly and sobbing uncontrollably. Then what happened next was that Shine, the rapper whose album nobody ever heard, was found to be in connection with the incident and spent 9 years in jail. In other words, Shine took the fall for a crime Diddy committed, and he was assisted by J-Lo. The thing is, Lil Rod mentioned the 1999 incident in his lawsuit, alleging that Diddy bragged about getting away with crimes. Specifically, Lil Rod shared that Diddy was responsible for what happened in the nightclub in New York with Shine because he bragged about getting away with it. And J-Lo, who was right there and with him, has never set the record straight on exactly how things unfolded. So what I'm saying is that J-Lo knew exactly who Diddy was when she was in that relationship. But the question is, did she ever communicate with Kim? And did Kim warn J-Lo about Diddy? Because from what I have gathered, Kim actually did try to warn Cassie about Diddy.
And I know Kim had some very good advice to give you, and I believe that this is why things are happening as they're happening now. Kim was smart, wasn't she, Cassie? Kept you alive and kept you safe. I will advocate for you.
I also know that Gene revealed recently that even when Diddy was with J-Lo, he always had access to Kim, and J-Lo knew all about it.
He had access to Kim, no matter if he was with her or not, all the time. He never lost access to Kim. He never gave Kim up, or Kim never stopped dealing with him, and she had open door policy with him at all times.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Even when he was with J-Lo.
Apparently, because Diddy always kept the door open for Kim, J-Lo became jealous. And Gene even said that at one time, J-Lo tried to bribe him with a Rolex watch into telling her what was going on between Diddy and Kim. I don't know if J-Lo ever had that conversation with Kim, but there have been reports claiming that she may want to reveal exactly what happened when she was in a relationship with Diddy. And the only reason why she has been hesitant is because she could draw attention to herself and potentially be investigated in the 1999 incident.
We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened, because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun and she lied to the grand jury. It needs to be reopened.
But you know what? Maybe J-Lo did have that conversation with Kim, and maybe that is what could be motivating her to also flip on Diddy. Also, maybe just like Cassie said in her lawsuit, J-Lo was also being forced by Diddy to carry illegal things for him. And as much as we are saying that J-Lo was protected and Diddy could not mess with her like he did other women, we may never know exactly what she went through when she was with him. Child, there is just too much uncertainty when it comes to the real nature of the relationship Diddy had with J-Lo. Well, what do you think? Is there a possibility that J-Lo actually had a conversation with Kim? And do you actually believe that, unlike other women, J-Lo was kind of protected? Let me know in the comments section down below.